Good evening, councillors, staff, members of the public. I declare the ordinary council meeting of the 22nd of February 2023 open at 5:30 p.m. Please stand. I wish to acknowledge the Gadigal people as the traditional custodians of the land that we're meeting on and recognise their strength, resilience and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Thank you. Item number 3. This meeting is being live streamed and audio being recorded to facilitate community participation for minute-taking purposes, which may be released upon request to third parties. In accordance with Clause 616, the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders Local Law 2014, members of the public are not permitted to use any visual or audio electronic device or instrument to record the proceeding of any meeting unless that person has been given permission by the presiding member to do so. Members of the public are also reminded that in accordance with Clause 617-4 of Standing Orders, mobile phones must be switched off and not be used during the meeting. 3.1. Attendance. I note that all councillors are present, with Councillor Gillingham joining us by video link, and her attendance will be listed under the minutes, 3.3 of the minutes. 3.2. Entertainers. Attendance by entertainers communications. There is 1, Councillor Gillingham. 3.3. Apologies. We have Karen McClure, Director of Corporate Services, is an apologies. 3.4. Approved leave of absence. Mr. CEO, do you have any approved leave of absence at all?
We have none, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. 3.4. So 3.5. Disclosure of interest. Do we have any disclosure of interest, Mr. CEO?
We do. A number of councillors, Mr. Mayor, Councillor Eckhart, I think Councillor Zilke and Councillor Keller.
Okay, thank you. Get the read out. Yes. Councillor Keller, would you like to read out your declaration?
With regard to agenda item 12.4.1, I disclose that I have a financial interest because I'm a corporate sponsor of the Port Hedland Netball Association. As a consequence, there may be a perception that my impartiality on the matter may be affected. I will leave the room during discussion on that.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Urquhart. Councillor Keller.
Yep, with regard to the agenda item 12.3.2, I disclose that I have a financial interest because they are my employer. As a consequence, there may be a perception that my impartiality on the matter may be affected. I declare that I will consider this matter on its merits and vote accordingly.
Great, thank you, Councillor Keller. Is there any more? Councillor Zilke.
Thank you, Mayor. With regards to agenda item 12.3.2, I also disclose that I have a financial interest. The company in question is a sizable customer of mine, and as a consequence there may be a perception that my impartiality on the matter may be affected. I declare that I will consider this matter on its merits and vote accordingly.
Okay, thank you, Zilke. Thank you. Do you have any more? No more, CEO? No more. Okay, thank you. Item number 4, approved leaves of absence. Mr. CEO, do you have any approved leaves of absence at all?
Not approved leave of absence. We have some requests, Mr. Mayor, for leave of absence. The first one is for Councillor Bennett for the period 17 March to 23 March, and again the period from the 20th of April to the 18th of May 2023. I also have, Mr. Mayor, a request for a leave of absence for Councillor Eckhart for the period 29th of March 2023 to the 4th of April 2024. And I 23. Thank you, Councillor. Long break. And I have a third request from Councillor Gillingham for the period 23rd of February 23 until the 8th of March 2023.
Great, thank you, CEO. Can I have a mover on those, please? So moved. Councillor Christensen move, and seconded was Councillor Coles. Is anyone against the motion? Motion is carried, absolute majority. Thank you.
Can I just clarify, Mr. Mayor, is that for all 3 applications?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 5, response to previous questions. There were no questions received at the Ordinary Council meeting held on the 1st of February 2023. Item number 6, public time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity of members of the public who wish to ask questions of council. Clause 6.7-3 of the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders Local Law requires members who wish to ask questions to complete the question form and place the completed form in the tray provided. If the presiding member determines that questions and statements are out of order due to use of excessive or objectionable expression or defamatory, they will not be recorded or responded to. I will now open public question time at 5:36 p.m. Do we have any public questions at all from the gallery? Okay, I will close public question time at 5:36 p.m. Mr. CEO, do you have any public questions at all?
I've received none, Mr Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, 6.1, public statement time. I'll declare public statement time open at 5:37 p.m. Mr. CEO, have you received any public statements at all?
No, I've not received any, Mr Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any members of the audience like to make any public statements at all? No, I will close public statement time at 5:37 p.m. 6.3, petitions, deputations and presentations, there is nil. Item number 7, questions from members without notice. Are there any questions from elected members at all? Yes, Councillor Christensen.
Sorry, just before the meeting, I was trying to clarify. Can I just get some clarification into relation to a section of the email I sent on, when was that? Monday? In relation to the bulk storage facility, if I can, please. Direct it to Director Watts, if I can, please.
Yep.
Do you want me to ask the question again?
Cube, yes.
The achievements in relation to the cube item, and in particular the storage of materials on site and potential impact to the adjacent creek. So in terms of this application, we've reviewed it again. We believe the risk to contamination is minimal from the product, with the Department of Water Environment Regulation only recommending that the pad underneath which the materials will be stored should be concrete or sealed in some fashion, together with suitable design to minimise runoff during a storm event. If there was a significant environmental concern, this would not be an option for the applicant to consider, as this would be an enforceable condition which would be required by DEWA to install a sealed pad and other stormwater management and capture installations. So dust, whether it's windborne, waterborne and other potential impacts, will be subject to an operational management plan to be submitted to the town with measures to be undertaken to ensure that health and public nuisance is minimised as far as possible.
Is that okay, Councillor Christensen? Yeah, that's fine. Do you have any other questions at all from Council? Oh, Councillor Gillingham, sorry, Councillor. Yes.
Yes, please. Can you hear me all right, everybody?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
All right, thank you. I'd like to start with that following on question from Councillor Christensen that our director has just answered. The words that were used then, actually, Director, through the chair, that the building would be sealed in some fashion. Now, that really disturbs myself and many people in our community, and I really would like us to have a detailed report on exactly how everything is going to be secure, because this is our environment, as we know, is very precious. So is there anything more that the director can elaborate on, please?
Director?
Yeah, through the chair. So within the actual, I suppose, conditions, you've also got advice notes. So there's an advice note from DEWA where they would prefer that the area underneath, this is the area where they're storing the material between the two sea containers, underneath the dome structure, be sealed. Again, it's something that the applicant can consider. It's not something that we're actually enforcing on the applicant at this point in time. So again, it's an advice note from based on the information that we received from DEWA as to whether the applicant decides what material to use, whether it's concrete, asphalt, Dustex, whatever that may be. Again, it's a consideration for them when they actually construct the facility. And as I mentioned, this will be subject to a construction management plan, which will incorporate dust management, water runoff and things on those lines. So that would be captured, again, as part of the additional information that we get from the applicant once they've provided that to us.
Is that okay, Councillor?
Thank you. It's just that, as we know, we live in a cyclone area, and it's detrimental to our environment if something does actually go horribly wrong. My next question is regarding the SAFE. Now, I know that we've had a little bit of an update just recently on our councillor computer information, except could we have the latest update on how long it's going to take now to actually get this into working for us together with the town of Port Hedland and SAFE, because it's well over, I believe, 4 months now since this has all happened. So can we have an update through the chair? Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Director, would you like to answer that one?
Through the chair, my expectation is that we'll have the legal documents and such completed and reviewed by our procurement team well and truly by the end of this week. My hope is that we'll have that to SAFE for their review next week. All going well, hopefully we can get the documents signed within the next week to a fortnight, and then we can make that first payment to them.
Thank you. That will be really good. That will be something that we've really achieved in 20 years since we've been involved with SAFE, and it did start in Port Hedland. So thank you for that, Mayor. And also, there's a lot of media information about our soccer grounds at the moment. Could we have an update on what's happening with our soccer grounds? Some of them dug up, some of them are being prepared, and what's the latest, actually? If we could please have that through the chair. Thank you.
Rise. Projects, yeah, thank you.
The grounds have been levelled. We've had some machinery down there, reducing levels in certain areas and building them up in others. There is some turf due to be delivered and placed shortly to complete the works to the turf, and the town was recently successful in applying for a grant for the upgrade of the lighting. So we're in the process of scoping that project and putting it out to the market.
Is that okay, Councillor?
Thank you.
Is that okay? Do you have any more questions, Councillor?
I think I'm up to my 3 questions. Is that right, Mr. Mayor?
It is. Do you have any more, though?
I did want to ask a little bit more about any update on our housing going forward, because we've had our ministers here the last few days or yesterday, and and also Mr. McGowan, our Premier. Has anything at all come back from our Minister for Housing, Mr. Carey, on when we spoke last in November about any housing going forward, what we can look forward to? Thank you.
Yeah, we've had no response, Councillor Gillingham, at the moment. Thank you.
Can we please, just to finish off, right now to the Minister asking what is the very next step, because it's crucial now. Our town is really booming. So if we can put that in order, that would be really good.
We're going to follow up. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Councillor Gillingham. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Oh, sorry, Councillor Christensen.
Yes, sorry, I just have one more just from my previous email. So again, in relation to my previous email, this is relating to motion 12.4.3, the lease for the Andrew McLaughlin Centre. Just wanted to follow up and just clarify a point that was mentioned. Just need some clarification with some information I requested. That want to make sure that I heard it correctly. That the intent was for this group, the original group that was meant to be receiving the lease, their intent is to be closing up, and if it was to be that they were to fold up, or that they are still happy to. As my quote was, that they were working with the town of Port Hedland to have a sublease / agreement with the Rose and Hours company. So just want to double check if I can confirm that, please.
Jo, can you have that for us?
Through the chair, I don't personally look after the leasing department, but my understanding is that the Cook Point Play Group did not advise that they were going to close up shop to the town.
That's okay, Chris.
Maybe as a further comment, Councillor, certainly my understanding was that there was some difficulty within the club in terms of securing enough membership to form committee, and I think they're still working through that process. I think the existing structure and committee is continuing probably until they attract new members. Certainly it will be the town's intent that if they continue in operation, we will work with them to continue at that location or another location of what we can offer and their choosing. So we'll certainly work with them either way, and it will be disappointing if they don't continue. So we'll happily support them in whatever way we can.
No worries, thank you.
Okay. Do you have any more questions at all? Okay, thank you. Item number 8. It's been brought to my attention that there was an administrative error in the agenda published at the Ordinary Council meeting held on the 1st of February 2023. The agenda did not include my list of meetings for December 2022. I then advised the Council and the Council meeting on the 1st of February 2022 under 8 items on the presiding member without discussion. That may be the meetings for December, which were published in the minutes. Consequently, the meetings in December were published in the minutes of the Ordinary Council meeting held on the 1st of February. Later reply given to Councillor Gillingham, that is why they did not have any meetings made in that era due to the time that has elapsed between December and the meetings of the 1st of February Council meeting. For clarification, the presiding members for the month of December 2022 and 23 will be printed in the minutes as are displayed on the screen. Thank you. Item number 9. Declaration from all members has given all due consideration to all matters contained in the business paper before them. I invite all elected members by a show of hands, please. Councillor Gillingham. Okay, thank you. Item number 10, confirmation of previous minutes. We have office recommendation before us that Council confirm the minutes of the Ordinary Council meeting on Wednesday the 1st of February 2023 are a true and a correct record. Can I have a mover, please?
Just point of order quickly so I can just clarify.
Yes.
So how are we going to address the differences in the information as you just recalled now? Are we going to bring those up for approval in this meeting and then they'll be subject to this because they're currently presiding in the previous meeting minutes? So
I'm going to clarify, Councillor, so that the minutes you're referring to in terms of the Mayor's announcements within those minutes?
yes, I'm saying so because the original minutes that were presented have it as a true reflection that they were taken into consideration back during that meeting when they weren't. So I'm asking, do we now bring those forward to this meeting? We accept it and move on because they are an item inside the agenda, correct? Because before, because we accepted an item. So for example, item 8, you know, when you preside to us saying that this is what you've done, we go, yeah, beauty, we've seen that, we've accepted that. The previous meeting, they're actually captured there saying that we have accepted them or we're happy with them, and we hadn't mentioned that as per your statement. That's all. Just clarifying that. As a true, because how can we say it's a true and accurate representation when they weren't there originally? I was trying to clarify.
That was purely for agenda purposes, so that they weren't listed in the agenda. You're correct, but they are listed in the minutes, and that's appropriate given the meetings took place in December, and the Mayor's obviously acknowledged that administrative error in terms of recording. But item 8 is not a motion that actually gets moved and seconded or passed. It's an information item only, which is why I think the Mayor's made the correction tonight. Yep, but they will be included in the minutes of the 1st of Feb. Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Christian. Okay, can I get a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Seconder, Councillor Turner. Is any questions? Anyone against the motion? Motion's carried. Oh, sorry, Councillor Gillingham.
Yes, thank you. I'm against the motion only because some of the words have been written incorrectly, especially when it was questions which I had asked. So, yes, there seems to be a bit of a mix-up there, and I just think that the minutes need to be looked at again before we actually vote on them. But that's my feeling. Thank you.
So it's like to go into a debate on that, Councillor? It's opposed. Okay. Councillor Christensen.
Right. So my intention for confirming that their true and accurate representation was on the advice given from the CEO that again that they are everything else with inside it was happy and correct. Like you said, you've addressed the issue at it, and if it doesn't require it to be there presently, then I'm happy for it to be passed through as everything else I see was pretty true and correct. So happy with that.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Okay. Councillor Turner.
I concur. Councillor Christensen.
Thank you, Councillor Turner. Thank you. Okay. Councillor Gillingham.
So I didn't quite hear. I do believe that through the chair that Councillor Turner is not very well. So I totally understand you may not want to speak too much there. It was just that I really think that our minutes, we're not getting our minutes early enough so that we can actually go through them. It seems to just be going to the public. I would think we need to sort of relook at this, please, so that this sort of thing doesn't happen again, because some of the wording is just does not seem to be correct as per what the meeting was. So if we could do that, then I think we're all above board, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Gillingham. I'll take that on board for them. Okay. Anyone else? 4? Yes, anyone else 4? No, anyone else 4, yes. Okay, no one else 4. Okay. Anyone else against? Oh, okay. Sum up. Councillor Christensen?
Yep, happy to rest, thanks.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, all those in favour? Okay, it's carried, absolute majority. Thank you, councillors. Okay, before we move on to the office reports and community, I'll remind that members of the public not to take any action on council decision on items of this evening's agenda in which may they have an interest in, until formally notified in writing by the town has been received. Decision making at this meeting can be revoked in line with the Government Act 1995. Item number 11, reports from communities. There is nil. Item number 12, reports from officers. 12.1, corporate services. 12.1.1, statute of council decision update. We have office recommendation before us that council notes the statute of the council decision on the 1st of February 2023 as per attachment 1. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Christensen. I have a seconder, please. Thank you, Councillor Urquhart. Is anyone against the motion? All those in favour?
Sorry, just a point of order before we move on.
Yep.
As per, again, my previous email, can we just ensure that we get some context in relation to the follow-up of what I sent out, please? It's got no bearing on this. I just want to make sure that we can actually have it set we can move forward, please.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Okay, is anyone against the motion? Okay, motion is carried, absolute majority. 12.1.2, statement of financial activity for the period ending 31 December 2022. We have office recommendation before us that council pursuant to section 6.4 of the Local Government Act 1995. Receive the statement of financial activity, receive a various management report, and note counts paid under delegate authority, and receive the credit card statement for the period ending 31st of December 2022. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor.
Point of clarification.
Sorry, Councillor Gillingham.
Just point of clarification. We don't seem to have had the half-yearly report, which we usually have in December. Surely we're going against government, local government regulations here. We should have had this, and so that we can move on with our finances. But could you please answer that, if possible, if we can, through the finance?
Councillor Gillingham, mid-year budget review is due by 31st of March. Generally, that's the time frame according to the Local Government Act, and we'll certainly be bringing that to council in March.
So I believe then this has now changed then. I thought it was always December. It had to be by a certain date in December.
I'm certainly not aware of that December date, Councillor, and it will be very difficult for us to bring a half-yearly report without the year actually being concluded. But no, 31st of March.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Gillingham. Okay, can I get a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Zielke. For a seconder, please. Yeah, Councillor Turner, thank you. Is anyone against the motion? Thank you, Councillor. Motion is carried. Absolute majority. Thank you. 12.2, community services. 12.2.1.
Through the chair.
Yes.
Just wanted to know if I can move an alternative motion, if I can, please.
Yeah, certainly, councillor.
So do I have to read it out? Do you want me
Yes,
to read
please.
it out? So, as per the piece of paper I distributed to all my colleagues, I'm moving that council, number one, adopt the Town of Port Hedland Access and Inclusion Plan 2023 to 2026 as per attachment 1. And number 2, request that the CEO schedule a review of the Town of Port Hedland Access and Inclusion Plan for 2023-2026 and provide a report to council that considers amendments in the Q2 quarter of the 2023-2024 financial year.
Just want to clarify, councillor, second quarter of 23-24 is next year's financial year, and quarter 2 will be the second quarter of that financial year. That's what you're intending? Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Can I get a second on Councillor Christensen's motion? Councillor Urquhart, thank you. Anyone against the motion? Motion is carried, absolute majority. Thank you, councillors. Item number 12.2.2, Courthouse Gallery Report, quarter 2nd October to December 22-23. We have office recommendation before us that council receive the quarterly report for Junction Co for the management of the Courthouse Gallery activation of South Headlands for the second quarter, October to December 2022. Can I get a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Coles. Move a seconder, please. Thank you, Councillor Bennett. Is anyone against the motion? Motion is carried, absolute majority. Thank you, councillors. Item number 12.2.3, request for sponsorship, B&B Festival 2023. We have office recommendation before us that council adopts the recommendation for a sponsorship proposal as per the report and recommendation displayed on the screen. Councillor Turner, do you have an alternative motion for this? Okay, it's okay. The alternate motion, yes. Yeah, can I get a second for that motion? Thank you, Councillor Zilke. Is anyone against that motion?
Sorry, can we just have 5 seconds to
yeah, sure. That's okay, Councillor. Yes.
Through the chair, could that be read out, please?
It's on the screen in front of you. Can you see it, Councillor?
Nothing's come up on my screen, no.
Okay, the alternative recommendation, Councillor Gillingham, is note that 1, the sponsorship proposal, attachment 1, approve a 3-year funding deal for StatDeck Group 2022-23 of $45,000 plus GST, FY 23-24, $35,000 plus GST, and 24-25, $25,000 plus GST. To note the 1-year sponsorship for 22-23 is an unbudgeted item and that this will be listed in the consideration for part of the second quarter budget review. And note the sponsorship for 22-23 and 24-23-24 will be finalised subject to final negotiations with StatDeck based on the update market cost analysis. And 5, note the sponsorship requires FY 23-24 and FY 24-25 will be included in the festival section and relevant to the annual budget. So what it means, Council, is we get $45,000 this year, we'll give it $35,000 a year after, and 25 after that. That's basically what it works out to. Is that okay, Councillor?
Thank you, Mayor, for explaining that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Gillingham. Yes, Councillor Christensen? Councillor, you're against it? Okay, all right. Okay. Councillor Turner. Okay.
I might just have to rest until the end. But I support the proposed motion.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Councillor Turner. Councillor Zilke.
In light of last year's efforts for us to go and get up a food festival of sorts, and that we're missing out on the Oktoberfest this year, I think this will be an event that we should support. and I prefer this rather than just a blanket 45 grand for 3 years. This will put the onus back on the event coordinator to seek their own sponsorship while we're still supporting it and make sure that the event actually happens for the next 3 years.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Councillor Zuki. Anyone else for against? Yes. Councillor Christensen.
So I'll first start off by acknowledging the work done previously and the work that continues to be done by the Star Deck Group through multiple events that they currently hold through the Pilbara region. I think they do a wonderful job to provide services to our region that are usually pretty starved with some events. Unfortunately, I am going to have to go against it on this occasion, predominantly on a few reasons. So I'll bring all my colleagues and their attention to December OCM. We had a very, very big ticket item on our agenda at that stage. And for those who don't recall, it was a $100,000 addition into the Welcome to Headland / 50th birthday celebration. We also increased the annual budget to $120,000 for Spinifex Spree. We've also increased the major event, which was, yes, the food event last year, to this year coming, to an additional $200,000. So this year alone, we have increased our events budget by $420,000. Now, although that hasn't put on extra events, I will say that I think it's going to add a whole lot more luxury to an already full event season for the winter. I would be more than happy to support these people if they come during a summer period where we don't have much events on. So my number one issue for this is, again, why would we spend an additional $35,000, $40,000, $50,000 any value for a third-party vendor to come and supply yet another event to, like I said to you before, a full event? My words are in no way a reflection of their capability or the product they provide. Again, I'm very happy with what they provide and how they provide it. That is going to be my biggest issue and concern with it so far. Second to that, I think we start tiptoeing along the lines of issuing money to established business that are up and running that don't have a gap in the industry in Headland. So if they're providing a service that I believe that we were lacking in, then by all means I'll be more than happy to supply and support behind it. Unfortunately, like I said, the event calendar for not just our event calendar, but think about every other social event that comes through as well, it's already jam-packed. So I honestly don't feel that this is good use of our money, and I think we should be tightening up our spend when it comes to extra things that aren't already budgeted for, when we already have an absolutely surplus in our budget already. So that's me for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Is anyone else for? Anybody else against? Councillor Eckhart.
Thank you, Your Worship. I want to echo Councillor Christensen's thoughts there. The $420,000 that we approved towards the end of last year was extra. It was over and above the funding that we'd had approved for events to come our way through the town of Port Hedland funding to throw in another $45,000 just for year one of this proposal, and $105,000 over 3 years. To me, smacks of we are not looking after locals. We are throwing money at stuff that yes, they do provide a great service, and they have in the past with the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, etc., beef and beer for the last couple of years. But we do not need to be throwing money at events like this when we have already gone beyond for 3 major events approved last December.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Urquhart. Anyone else for? No. Okay, we'll now put it to the vote.
Sum up.
Oh, sorry, sum up. Oh, anyone's against? No. Do you want to sum up, Councillor Turner?
Thank you for your comments. In summary, I would say that Headland, for the last 2 years, has prioritised and elevated the importance of facilitating a food-orientated event. We are stepping away from a food festival. we've had the Beef and Beer Festival for the last 2 years, and that is something that is valued by the community. I would say that the model that we're proposing provides a certainty of investment and actually represents a model that we should be thinking and moving towards, whereby we provide principal sponsorship, but over time we're engaged with the business community who are then building up the investment dollars to support and sponsor the event. So I think it actually represents a good way of working for the future and the way we think about and the way we approach these types of events. It also provides a continuity and confidence to the community, which I think value adds to what is quite a significant schedule already. So I think it would be quite unfortunate if this was to fall away, because I think families, I think the community really value it. So that's my summation. I don't think I can probably say too much more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Turner. Okay, now put it to the vote. All those in favour? 6. 5, 6. Oh, yeah. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. All those against? 3. Okay. Motion's carried. Thank you, councillors. 6-3. Thank you. Item number 12.3, Regular Services. 12.3.1, Application Development Approval for Family Daycare at Unit 625 Kambona Avenue, South Headlands 6722. We have office recommendation before us that Council pursuant to Clause 74 of the Schedule 2 of the Demand Provision for the Planning Development of Local Planning Scheme Regulation 2015. Approve the development application for a family daycare at Unit 6 Kambona Avenue, South Headlands, subject to the following conditions and advice notes as displayed on the screen. Can I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Move. Thank you, Councillor Coles. I have a seconder, please. Thank you, Councillor Bennett. Is anyone against the motion? Right, motion is carried. Absolute majority. Thank you, councillors. Okay, 12.3.2. We have a couple of declarations.
Through the chair. With regards to agenda item 12.3.2, proposed bulk storage, I'd like to disclose that I have a financial interest because the company involved is a sizable customer of mine. As a consequence, there may be a perception that my impartiality on the matter may be affected. I declare that I will consider this matter on its merits and vote accordingly. Oh. Actually, I'll get out.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Zuki. Councillor Killer.
Yeah, with regard to agenda item 12.3.2, I disclose that I have a financial interest because they are my employer. As a consequence, there may be a perception that my impartiality on the matter may be affected, and I will leave the room.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Killer. Okay, 12.3.2, proposed bulk storage facility at Lot 3 on deposit plan 71582, proposed amendment to the development approval 2010-50, additions to an extension, non-conform use transport depot and warehouse storage uses. We have offers and recommendation before us that Council, pursuant to clause 74 of Schedule 2 of the deemed provision of the Planning Development Local Planning Scheme Regulations 2015, approves the development application 2022-197 for the additions and extension of non-conforming use transport depot and warehouse storage use on Lot 3 on Deposit Plan 7-1-5-82, subject to the following conditions and advice notes as displayed on the screen. Can I get a mover, please? Move. Thank you, Councillor Turner. May I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Bennett. Is there anyone against this motion? Councillor Coles. Okay, Councillor, yes. Okay, Councillor Turner, would you like to try and talk to the motion if you can?
Okay, in considering the documents provided
Yes.
and the advice that's been provided by the officers, I think it's been quite comprehensive. I also note that DEWA support the application and don't have any objections. And I'm confident that the environmental considerations that have been raised will be addressed and supported. So on that basis, I support the proposal, the motion.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Turner. Councillor Bennett.
Just echoing on from Councillor Turner, I don't think I need to say any more, but given that everything's been given to us and it's very thorough, and then the questions asked by Councillor Christensen today and it's been answered by Director Watts, I would support the motion too.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Bennett. Okay, those against the motion? Councillor Gillingham?
Yeah, it's a great concern for the environment. All these new minerals and everything that are being found in our area, we don't know the long-term effects of things, and I just think that a lot more investigative information needs to be brought back to the table to make sure that this is actually going to be secure. If anything, perhaps an area where it's not going to be so close to creek beds, perhaps to the ocean, etc. I just feel as if that we could be asking for trouble. Anyway, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Gillingham. Councillor Coles? Oh, there's 4 against. 4. Yes, Councillor. Okay.
I understand your concerns, Councillor Gillingham, and I concur that you do. The concerns are very real, and we do need to look after our environment, particularly in the mining and resources sector. However, with the department having put their stamp on this at this stage, and with all the sub-clauses that are being put on the developer, I plan on supporting this particular motion as long as those clauses are all, or those conditions are all set and met.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Okay. Is anyone against that motion? Yes, Councillor Coles, yes.
Sorry. Look, I'm all for about businesses increasing and building infrastructure and doing more for the community. My concern, yes, is based around all of these, and I just wanted to make sure that every avenue and every box was ticked environmentally. That is, you know, my biggest issue is when it comes to it's, you know, sensitive land use. You know, the creek line is just right there. Yes, we know that everyone is doing whatever they can to ensure that no environmental disaster takes place. And I do know that you guys have all put, and the reports have been very thorough, but I just wanted on file, just having it saying that, you know, I do want to ensure that the company themselves takes this very, very seriously in regards to environmental issues and not just sees profit over environment. And I would like that on file for that reason, that it is a land that
is a waterway. We know it's a floodplain area as well. We know that, you know, anything's possible, but as more and more our environment becomes increasingly damaged through whatever reasons, I just want to be making sure that this company is very well looking at exactly what needs to be done, because it just takes one mistake to ruin our waterways, that ruins our wildlife and everything else around. And the last thing I want to do is have this, I'm sitting here and I had a chance to not say something in regards to this. So this is, to me, it's very extreme. We're so close to waterways and we need to be very, very careful in what we're doing right now with this.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Coles. Is there anyone else for? Councillor Christensen.
So first and foremost, I want to just commend Director Watts and his team yet again for giving me another comprehensive bit of nighttime reading. I'm pretty sure from what I've read and from the questions I've asked, it's quite clear from all the other councillors that hopefully with the company listening in, and hopefully if they do listen in and they read through, they see that the economic sustainability and protection is of our utmost care and consideration. So although some of the constraints from what we've heard are optional, I hope they do err on the side of caution instead of the other way around. But from what I can see, that they're going to be adding a whole new variety of product coming into the headland. So exciting new times for us. So with that said, I'm pretty confident and comfortable with how everything looks currently.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Christensen. Anyone else against? Only me. I can sum up.
Only you, it's
Councillor Turner.
Thank you. So it's, I think what's good about this discussion has been the importance of the environment has been raised. I would note that in the notes that's been provided, the actual usage of the area doesn't change very much from what it's been for the last 17 years. That's actually listed in the notes. But on the, based on the arguments that's been put forward, I think, we need to support this motion. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Turner. Okay, all those in favour, show of hands. 5. All those against? 2. Motion's carried 5-2. Thank you, councillors. Can we let the other back in? Yep. Thank you, councillors. For your information, the motion was carried 6-2, passed. Thank you. 5-2. Yeah, 5-2. Item number 12.4, infrastructure services. 12.4.1, Port Heather Netball Club.
Through the chair, I'd declare an interest, a financial interest.
Yes,
with regards to agenda 12.4.1, I disclose that I have a financial interest because I'm a commercial/corporate sponsor of the Netball Association. As a consequence, I'm going to leave the room.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Urquhart. Good to go. Okay. We have office recommendation before us that Council authorise the Chief Executive Officer to negotiate and enter into a community lease agreement in accordance with Section 3.58 of the Local Government Act 1995 with the Port Heather Netball Association Incorporated for a period of 5 years over the portion reserve 3-1-8-9-5, lot 300, D-P-4-1-1-2-4-7, Hamilton Road, South Headland, being the whole of the land comprised of Crown Title Volume LR 3168 Portfolio 92. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Coles. May I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Is anyone against the motion? Motion is carried. 8-0. Yes, thank you, councillors. You can let Councillor get back in. 8-0. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, that's it. No. Yep. Just go and walk about. Welcome back, Councillor. That motion was carried 8-0. Thank you. Item number 12.4.2, endorsement of Headland Civic and Community Precinct Performing Arts Centre Concept Master Plan as part of Headland Sports and Arts Precinct.
Through the Chair.
Yes, Councillor Christensen.
I wish to move an alternative motion for 12.4.2, please.
Yes.
All right. As per the piece of paper I've handed out to all my fellow colleagues, I move that Council, subject to the adoption of Officer's Recommendation 1 as contained in the confidential item 15.1, 1. Endorse the Headland Civic and Community Precinct Concept Design Master Plan as per Attachment 1, and 2. Request the Chief Executive Officer to undertake a review of the long-term financial plan and report to Council.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Christensen. May I have a seconder, please?
Can I, before we do that, can I just clarify with Councillor Christensen? In essence, you're just taking out points 2 and 3 from the published recommendation and moving just to 1 and 4 and renumbering them.
That's correct.
Okay, can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Coles. Thank you, Councillor Coles. Is anyone against that motion? No. Motion's carried. Absolute majority. Thank you, councillors. (12.4.3) Lease of Andy McLaughlin Centre. We have 2 offers recommendations before us that Council revoke Council Decision CM 202-21-206, which is displayed on the screen. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Turner. Can I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Zielke. Is anyone against the motion? Okay, motion is carried. Absolute majority. Thank you, councillors. The second offer's recommendation is that Council 1. Enter into community lease with Rosenau Early Learning Centre for the Andy McLaughlin Centre over a proportion of Reserve 3-4-3-4-4 Lot 3-2-7-8 Tender Street, Port Hedland, for initial term of 3 years, with a further 2 12 months options to undertake before school care and vacation care. And 2. Continue to work with the Cook Point Playgroup Incorporated and the Port Hedland Primary School to facilitate access to the town's facilities. Can I get a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Zielke. May I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Turner. Is anyone against the motion? Motion is carried. Absolute majority. Thank you, councillors. 12.5 Executive Services. 12.5.1 Destination Pilbara Euroway Tourism Conference April 2023. We have offers recommendation before us that 1. Nominates and approves the Mayor, Deputy Mayor and elected members to attend the 2023 Designated Pilbara Way Tourism Conference on behalf of the Town of Port Hedland on the 3rd and 4th of April 2023 in Karratha. And 2. Note the CEO may appoint...
Through the Chair, doesn't it say 4th and 5th of April?
Yes, sorry, 4th and 5th. What did I say?
3rd and 4th.
Sorry, 4th and 5th of April, sorry. Cancel it. 1. Note that the CEO may appoint officers to attend the Designated Pilbara Euroway Touring Conference on behalf of the Town of Port Hedland. And 3. Note that any report submitted to elected members nominated above the attendance to the Chief Executive Officer prior to the 7th of May 2023. I'm calling for nominations to attend, please. Any councillors wish to attend?
I'd just like to point out that I'll be on a leave of absence during that time, so I cannot attend.
Okay, thank you, Councillor.
I would like to put my name forward. However, I need to also to check my
Your
training
diary?
schedule as well, please.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Coles. Councillor Coles, a maybe?
Probably my advice would be include Councillor Coles in the resolution, Mr Mayor, and if Councillor Coles is unable to attend, we'll withdraw her application when we complete the nomination form.
Yeah, okay. Okay, can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Bennett. No, seconder, please. Councillor Zuki, thank you. Is anyone against the motion? Motion is carried, absolute majority. Thank you, councillors. Item number 13, motions approved. Notice has been given. There are nil. Item 14, new business of urgent nature, late items. There are nil. Item number 15, matters which a meeting may be closed in confidential matters. We have 2 reports to consider by council tonight, and recommend that council close the meeting to members of the public as described under section 5.23-2 of the Local Government Act 1995 to consider items 15.1 and 15.2. Can I have a mover, please, to go behind closed doors? Councillor Urquhart, thank you. Seconder is Councillor Bennett. Is anyone against the motion? Motion is carried. Okay. Okay, now declare the meeting closed to the public at 6:27 p.m. Can I please ask members of the audience to please leave the gallery? Thank you. There's that one there, and what's the other one?
We just need to see 15.
0.1 on the screen, yeah.
Sadly, there's a lot. I might get you just to, you can leave these if they didn't change this to there.
Okay, and kind of made 15.1 that council confirms the preferred location of the future Civic Centre Administration Precinct in South Headland to be submitted to the land described as attachment point 1.1. And 2, notes that the land proposed to be rezoned according with accommodate civic and administration functions, library, performing arts theatre and ancillary uses as part of scheme amendment number 1. On this amendment, which will be presented to council for a final adoption at a later date. That was carried 9-0. Of recommendation number 2, the council confirm that negotiations with Development WA are continuing in relation to acquisition of land described as attachment 1.2 for future development with partners on the condition that the land is clear of all buildings and provided in a redevelopment ready state. And 2, refers to consideration in the 2023-24 budget allocation for acquisition of land identified in part 1 of this recommendation was carried absolute majority. Offers of recommendation number 3, that council authorise the CEO to commence negotiation to obtain tenure over land as described in attachment 1.3. And 2, refers for consideration in the 2023-24 budget an allocation of the acquisition of land identified in part 1 of this recommendation was carried absolute majority. At 15.2, that council approved the variations contract with Carabine Architects for the design of the South Headland Integrated Sports Hub, SHISH, for the sum of $1,836,818 in line with the staging planning provision previously endorsed by council as September 2022 OCM, which carried absolute majority. Okay, 16.1, the date of the next council meeting. The date of the next council meeting will be held on Wednesday, the 29th of March 2023, commencing at 5:30 p.m. 16.2, closure. Being there no further business, I declare the ordinary council meeting closed at 6:39 p.m. I'd like to thank councillors, members of the public, CEO and his staff for attendance. Thank you.